Self-myofascial release will be something you do to yourself with some kind of an implement to release perceived tension in your muscles. You might be using a rolling stick, you might be using a hard ball, you might be using a foam roller. But the point is, when you do it, we're looking for a certain response. If you try to go into self-myofascial release and you try to create this really excruciating discomfort, something like an 8 or 9 out of 10, that usually doesn't produce the release you're looking for. Muscles need to be coaxed into relaxing, not beaten into submission. So if we're doing something like my calf, I will put my calf on the roller, I'll lay the weight of my other leg on that roller, and then make sure your calf's relaxed. If your bottom foot is stretched up, the muscle's not relaxed. So whatever muscle you're working on, you need to make sure that the perceived discomfort is low enough that you can actually relax the muscle. And then self-myofascial release is a slow thing. It's not me rolling up and down my calf. It's me working on 2-3 inches of tissue, seeing how it's responding to this discomfort. Let's say, as a guiding principle, you want to remove 50% of the perceived discomfort. So if I do this and I'm like, man, this is like a 5 out of 10, then I'm going to sit here for 10, 15, 30 seconds until I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like a 2 out of 10. If you stay on a spot for more than a minute and it still hurts, that's probably a sign to just move on today. You're probably not going to get that with more minutes of effort to go away. So after 30, 40 seconds, I'm in this spot, it starts to feel better. I just move up 2-3 inches and now work the next 2-3 inch spot of my muscle. If that's only a 4 out of 10, I get it down to a 2, and then I move on to the next 2-3 inches of muscle. Try not to roll up and down the whole muscle. If I'm working my quad with a stick, I'm working 2-3 inches until that specific area feels 50% better. And then I move on to the next 2-3 inches, move on to the next 2-3 inches. If we're working our groin, you're gonna put your leg out to the side and then 2-3 inches, start at the bottom, slowly work our way up as we notice the perception of discomfort is starting to subside. If we're working on our glute, take a ball or a foam roller, cross that leg over. I'm on my left hip, so my left leg gets crossed, and I'm rolling up and down my glute. Lastly, if we're working on our hamstring, it's not a really good way to foam roll it, but you can use a ball with a box. You sit on the edge of a box, place the ball under your hamstring, lean forward into it until you feel a discomfort. Now the ball is going to stay where it is, and you're going to move your muscle around the ball. So the ball is in a spot that I perceive tension, and then I'm going to straighten out and relax my hamstring. Do that for 20, 30 seconds, move the ball, same thing. And this is your lower body self-myofascial release.